All right. Let's make magic. Call it now, Arnold. It's going to be your first video to get over 500 views. And eventually, it's going to get on to 1,000 views.
Shoot, what we gonna talk about? Cool, that's it for the vlog. Hey, we're about to start. You heard me? Come keep the thing down. Here we go, line. You gotta put this before you kick that. Wow, there's someone taller.
That's why.
Alright, nice. We are Gucci and ready to go. Yeah, that boy jumping this time. See the volume jumping like that? I mean, let's get that good audio. Welcome back to another edition of the Arnold Stunts Podcast. It is your boy Arnold, along with Big Deuce in the building, man. How you doing, Big Deuce?
Good, brother. Let's make some magic. Let's educate these youth on overseas basketball. And let's have a good podcast.
Yeah, bro. So I've been thinking about it a lot because we've been watching a lot of other social media content creators. Shout out to Filet. Shout out to Ike, Ugano, and they be talking about a lot of stuff that be going on. People in their DMs, guys just pocket watching. What are some of the questions, some of the things that people be coming to you when you be like on social media? Because we're so prevalent on social media right now. I mean, shooting a podcast right now, and our social media is jumping. So there be a lot of trolls and a lot of. Where are the serious people? Who are the serious ones who really want to know about the life, or are we just not there yet? Are we there yet?
I mean, it is, people just curious in general, you know what I mean, humans. So it's just like, it's some questions that I don't mind people asking, but when they, like I said, like you just said, the question, asking how much you're making, I just feel like that's a little out of line.
I think that's like the number one question.
Yeah, bro, because it's like, it's almost a personal question. It is a personal question. It's like, for me to know and you not to find out, you know what I mean? But you talked about it like on a podcast a couple podcasts ago. It's like, why is that taboo though? You know what I mean?
Exactly,
like,
that's my question.
like,
why is that
really,
taboo to know?
It's just a society that we came up in, you know, we grew up in the States, so it's like, people don't, unless you're a big time NBA player or athlete or actor, your numbers don't get exposed like that. And
right.
even now that I'm like becoming more of a public figure with the social media thing, I'm like, okay, it's kind of messed up how they expose like even big time athletes how much they making. You know what I mean? Because like,
I mean, once you're on that stage, you're gonna get hit up for money and things like that all the time. And I guess people see your numbers and they automatically go to your pockets. Especially now that I wouldn't say now, because you've been a content creator and you've been putting in the work, and someone from the outside looking in, like, especially when it comes to like your YouTube. A lot of people you can't fake 111, which way? 100 and what?
Yeah, 111 subscribers.
111,000.
And counting.
And counting subscribers. You can't fake that.
No.
You know, however, the minute somebody see that, first thing they want to know, how much money you making off that you?
that's like, and I'm not even gonna cap, like, I don't do that. I think that too. You know, like I said, it's just a natural thing, and you know, it's a weird one because it could go either way. You know what I mean? I feel like, why are we so, you know, you know,
It's so taboo.
touchy to tell people how much you're making. Maybe because it's not, I know why, I just answered my own question. It's because it's not the number that people thinking. You know what I mean? Like,
so is it more about what people think?
Yeah, it is about that. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, of course, with anybody, it's a journey on escaping and liberating yourself from caring about what people think. You know what I mean? It's a daily practice, to be honest. And I can say I'm at the point where I honestly don't care. But I'm not 100% totally free from that because I don't like telling people how much money I make. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, if I tell them the number and it don't match what they had in their head, they're gonna start to judge me and think less of me. And like, I'm like, I know that's an assumption, but at the same time, just like, that's none of your business. I'm not making millions because that's what they really want. They just want to know, are you close to touching a million? Pretty much.
Yeah, you're close to touching a million.
Yeah.
And you were saying that it's a daily process of not caring about what people think. What do you do as a daily process? Because like you said, you got to work at it. Like, what's something that you do? Because somebody might hear that and they be like, okay, well, how? Like, what do you mean? Like,
I just practice it. So it's like, everybody has times in their life where you're going to either fight or flight. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be a hero or you're going to turn into a coward. So sometimes I challenge myself, you know what I mean? Like, okay, prime example, say it's a teammate who I'm kind of intimidated of, you know what I mean?
You've been intimidated by a teammate?
Yes, of course. Especially my veteran teammates, for sure.
Like as a rookie?
Yeah, as a rookie or, you know, it hasn't happened a lot in my career, but there's been times where it's like a dude with a hot head and we just ain't got the chemistry, we really don't.
You know there's gonna be some problems.
Match friend-wise, and like, I'm not scared of him, but I know if we talk or if I say how I feel, there's gonna be some confrontations. So it's like times where in the past, like I said, my younger self, my rookie self, I kind of held my tongue on really how I felt, and that's caring what people think, because I'm like, if you don't agree with how I feel, then it's gonna be a problem. Now, I just say what needs to be said because for one, we don't have time, and secondly, I've just got older and challenged myself to speak up more.
I think I heard something one time that was like in your 20s, you think everybody's wondering what you think. When you're in like your 30s and 40s, you don't worry about what people think, and then when you're like in your 60s and 70s, you realize nobody was really thinking about you at all.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly.
No one was really thinking about you.
So luckily through books and just life experiences, I've got past the whole caring what other people think. Especially what really helped me out is becoming a content creator. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because
you can't if you want to be a content creator.
Yes, you can't. My first year and a half, I really didn't show my face. I was just posting like NBA highlights and like NBA news and stuff. And even still, I was kind of like conscious about posting because I'm like, oh, people think I'm just going too hard, too extreme. Like, oh man, he's posting every day. But then as I was going on with it, I'm like, bro, I'm not doing it for them. Yeah. I'm doing it for me to provide good content, good information, and help myself get out of the struggle. So it's like I kind of stopped worrying about what other people think. And after like a year and a half where I didn't see really no traction from just posting basketball highlights, I started posting myself. And I felt very weird about that, you know what I mean? But
I don't even remember what your content was like when you first started.
It was more so just like, who's the best shooting guard? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant.
I remember that. I'm talking about like your content when you started doing like more of you and your content.
It was just sprinkled in, you know what I mean? It started off with like more so just tutorials.
Yeah.
And then like, it took me a while to get to the voiceovers, but yeah, when I started doing the funny stuff, that's when I really was like taking a leap of faith. Cause I'm like, what if they don't think it's funny? What if, like, even myself was like, oh, this is a little cringeworthy, like, ugh. Like,
it's so cringe sometimes.
Once you realize though that we all live in the same life, and you realize that's just the beginning phase of really, I want to say everything, but this content creator thing, like, everybody went through a cringy phase. Everybody put out content where they was like, they didn't really feel that content. But the key thing is, like we talked about, you just gotta take that leap of faith and just put it out there anyway. So it's like, once I got used to that, and then I started getting comments, look at his teeth. He got a big ass gap in them teeth. Look at him. He need to cut that hair. This is when I had hair. They're like, bro, you balding in the bed. Just negative comment.
Just
you know
going
what I mean?
in.
But I was just like, you know what, bro? This is through the other side of somebody's iPhone or Samsung. It don't have nothing to do with it. Exactly. They just doing it to make themselves feel better. So I'm like, now I had to interacting with my content. So I'm like,
that's the best part. They don't even realize.
Even if they leave a negative comment, they had to sit there and watch the video, which gave me a view, and double bonus, you comment.
Right.
So it's like I just learned the way, just like to let it then, you know, your fear play in your favor. You know what I mean?
You said about like how we're all living the same lives, especially like a resemblance to this content creation, because I tried to go back on Jesse Jones' page because he had said something. I don't know why he took it down. He had, you know, sometimes he goes into, I won't say rants. However, it's like, just like we're doing here, we get to talk about
monologue.
Monologue, that's the word I'm looking for. He goes into his monologue about just what he had to do to get to his point in his career and all the stuff that he had to go through. It's like, I feel like our careers are his, like, I won't say backwards. He started with the content creation first, then he started going into the overseas, and we're like, we started with the overseas, and now we're going into the content creation. But what do you see a lot of like resemblance in even his journey, because he is like an inspiration. We're trying to get to really like the level at where he's getting at, where all the accomplishments that he has, you know, shout out to Filet and stuff like that. But what are some of the resemblances you can see, especially as a content creator and a pro?
Main thing with everything in life, especially if you want to be successful, especially if you're chasing something and you want to achieve something great in life, you just have to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about Filet back in 2017. I was in London and, you know, just chilling with this dude I had met in London. He was a fellow American, you know what I'm saying? So we had clicked. We lived like in the same apartment complex, and we had just, we watched like NBA games and all that stuff, just hanging out. And he was like, hey, dog, you seen this dude? He is hilarious. He be like commenting, like putting his own take on like NBA highlights. I was like, nah, who is he? And then, I'm not gonna lie, shout out to Filet. The first time I ever seen your video, bro, it was absolutely hilarious. Tween, Hezzy, spin, skip down that lane, Filet. I was like, wow, this is highly entertaining, this is hilarious, and it got basketball incorporated in it. So I'm like, this is genius, like, he gonna take off. And then, you know, I didn't think nothing of it, you know what I mean? Like, I saw the video, I thought it was funny. And guess what? He kept going. That's one thing we got in common. Because as he kept going, I kept seeing more and more in his videos, and I got a vibe of what he was into. And then you know, later on down the line, I followed him. So it's like, keep going. First and foremost, one of the similarities. Believe in yourself. Because like you said, Filet didn't start out as a professional.
He did not start out as a pro.
Player.
I watched him a lot. He did not start off as a pro. He was doing a lot of training. He was doing a lot of workout videos, because I watched a lot of Devin, I think his name is Devin, in the labs, 10,000 hours. They always training together. That's like his boy. And I remember watching his videos, and he was talking about, like, hey, you need to go overseas. Like, it's time. You've been doing a lot of work now. It's time.
So yeah, so like, you know, just believing in yourself, and like, same for us, taking the leap of faith with this social media grind. Like, we got a lot of people, you know, that are supporting us, that know us personally, that do support us. But
we're really taking over Chile.
But there's also a good amount of people that know us personally that don't support us. So it's like, you can't rely on people like not believing in you or just giving up on you or even hating on you to keep going on this path. You gotta believe in yourself. And you know, with Filet, you know, he made it with overseas basketball. He didn't really start off like that. And like for me personally, I'm 34 years old. You know,
I almost did it again.
All right, you should have. I was trying to put it live. But like I said,
go ahead,
we're the same age, by the way. So everybody was at home. Damn, I'm 34 years old.
Dang.
Yeah. So for everybody at home, we the same age. I just want to let y'all know. We got like, damn, it was old as hell. I'm 34 too.
But I'm a good 34.
I'm a good 34 too. I just ain't got no hair. I'm a good 34 too. I just ain't got no hair. But anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, you know what I mean? It's like I still got dreams going to the NBA, and I'm using my words and being impeccable with my words. I'm manifesting with my words, and next year I will be in the NBA. I'm gonna go through the G League route. I'm gonna play for the College Park Skyhawks.
You love Atlanta, boy.
I do love Atlanta.
Boy, you love Atlanta.
I'm a proud Atlantean. Shout out to the South Side, Riverdale, Clayco, College Park, Cleveland Ave, the whole South Side, Zone 3. I love Atlanta, baby. But yeah, bro, I'm gonna play for the Hawks, and I'm gonna make it because I believe in myself. And the last thing, man, you gotta put the work in. You know what I mean? We got crazy work ethic. Cause
yeah, you do got crazy work ethic.
You look at Filet, man. He been everywhere. He been, on Good Morning America, ESPN. I'm assuming he's been on, but I know he's been featured and got some major shout out. I think Stephen A. Smith gave him a shout out, so people know who he is.
Oh, for sure, he definitely
from the start. I'm not gonna say from the bottom, but at one point nobody knew who Filet was. I didn't know who Filet was back in 2017, but all it took was him just putting out good content, constantly putting it out, and I got introduced to him, and he had where he at now. So
yeah, though Filet definitely paved the way. And the one thing I've seen about him from when he started and doing his content creation to now, once he's playing, once you touch his overseas basketball life, you start realizing this is a whole different type of lifestyle you got to navigate. Because he wasn't talking about the overseas life, but the minute you get overseas and you start experiencing all of the things that goes on, you start experiencing how people approach you differently, and how people, like you said, start hating. Because he was on one of his monologues, so I watch a lot of his content. He's monologuing on once you start doing basically what you've been working so hard to do, people just start hating on you so much.
For no reason. I'm getting hated on like crazy for no reason. And you put, it's crazy because you can put up the numbers, you can be, doing everything legit with people always got something to say. That's why you just got, like we talked about earlier.
Are you gonna talk about what? Are you gonna say what happened?
No, I'm not.
Why? You said you was gonna tell me later.
I told you after we win the series.
No, even coach don't want to tell me.
I told him not to tell you.
Why?
Because
why are y'all hating on Big Deuce so crazy? Big Deuce is a baller.
It's okay. I'm using that as motivation. I want to say thank you to everybody that, I'm not even going to say everybody, the people who are competing against in Chile. More so the players.
Oh my goodness, man.
I don't know why the players out here really think I'm not like that, but I've proven myself. It's crazy because
I've never seen this.
I can see if I was playing close to 35, 38 minutes a game, which normally I do when you're over.
Which minutes per game was finishing out the season? 25?
25,
That
26.
is low.
That might be my career low.
This is my career low in Chile.
Yes.
So
25, 26. Look, for all the youth over in the States, or if you're watching this video and you think about becoming a professional basketball overseas, get in great shape. Because guess what? Most teams, most countries you go to play in, you're gonna play the whole entire game.
You're gonna have to hoop.
I just came from Iraq. Before I came here, I played 40 minutes. And guess what my numbers were, Arnold? 38, 33, 30, 35, 25. Nothing below really 25, with no problem. And like I said, the talent here is good, but the bigs in Iraq were a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And I won't say more skilled, but they were on the same level as Chile, maybe slightly.
What's the difference between Iraq and Chile basketball?
Just the size. They're a lot
as far
bigger.
as the players are a lot bigger,
Imports.
height-wise, or they actually more stocky?
I think you just got more collection of everything. I think they focus on a lot of bigs out here because the locals not so big.
Naturally
And
small people.
that's now that I think about it, they had a lot of local big men in Iraq, so there's a lot of good guards. But a lot of big guards like 6'4", 6'5", bouncy. But skill level is pretty much the same, man. It just depends on what team you're dealing with.
Okay.
The bigs out there were they were big, bro. And I held my own. And that's why, like we talk about people hating on me, like, bro, I'm not even playing. A lot of these players in the league get 30 minutes, 33 minutes, 40 minutes. Bro, if I had them type of numbers, I would be top 5 in every offensive category.
Yeah, it's been a very strange year. It's been a very strange year from you coming in to the minutes you're playing to just this type of situation. Like right now, speaking on the season, like we're starting the season off kind of, not the season, we're starting the playoffs off kind of crazy because we got guys that's injured. Like, I'm very confident in us.
Mm-hmm.
However, we are going through a little bit of, it's part of the journey.
Right.
It's just going to really.
At this point in the year, I heard Reggie Miller say it on TNT, man, at this point in the year, everybody's banged up. Pause, no pity. Everybody like got a little soreness in their knee, borderline stretch fracture somewhere, you know what I mean?
What you call it, guy?
You know,
like.
Exactly. So it's like, it's just something you gotta deal with. It's unfortunate, like I'm a big Damian Lillard fan.
Oh, yeah.
He got hurt.
Yeah.
And being able to play else, Giannis got hurt. It's just one of those things, you know, that's about really, when I go home and say my prayers, I pray that I don't have no significant injury, because that's nothing to take for granted, you know what I mean?
That is true. We talked about that this morning.
Yes, bro, I pray every single day, no significant injuries, because boy, you just never know. But, you know, it's tough for teams going into the playoffs, because if one of your key guys go down with an injury, man, they can sabotage your whole trajectory of what
you're
really
trying to do.
Yeah.
That is. You were talking about, you have this thing, it's called your 2 C's, because you're talking about being in great shape. Mm-hmm. And you have something that you always be talking to your kids when you be training them, 2 C's. What are the 2 C's?
All the time, it's all about conditioning and confidence.
Mm.
You can do all the skill work.
I like that, always add one more, that last C, consistency.
That too. That helps big time too. But yeah, definitely just stick to the basics and just really get them to understand how to get to the next level. You gotta be at a great condition. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, every great basketball player, and even on the base level, NBA players, overseas basketball players, great shape. Like I said, you playing 40. If you playing overseas basketball, you are playing 35 to 40 minutes a game. If you cannot last the whole game, you're going to get sent home. All right? If you cannot last the whole game with stamina, endurance, you're going to get embarrassed. If you cannot last the whole game with stamina and endurance, you're going to get dunked on, you're going to get crossed up, you're going to hit step backs on you, you're going to end up on social media looking like a fool because you're not in shape. So conditioning is one, and then once you do all those drills, once you listen to your coaches so many times on where your spot should be, or, you know what I'm saying, you watch so much film, you got to go out there and play with confidence.
I feel like, you should have your spots. Basketball for me, almost 95% of the places I've played, I've always had the same spots when it comes down to being on the court. So, like you say, you're going to get your spots, but if you're not in shape to get to your spots, I think conditioning really goes undervalued. Like you say, like really being able to last. A lot of guys be wanting to score 20, 25, 20. Why do you feel like you're just going to come out here and drop a dub like it's just so easy? Because you see me come to the open gym and what I do, I can do that. We are professionals.
Exactly.
Like, we put in a lot of work to just be able to go out there and put up 20 points a game. That is just not like, it's a walk in the park.
Right. And a lot of times, like, conditioning is so much of a big factor. Everybody do want to go out there and score 30, 40 points, 50 points. But we were talking about that a couple days ago. In order to score 30, 40, 50, you have to be great. So you have to get those 50-50 loose balls.
Yes.
You got to be able to slide your feet on defense, make the defense miss, grab the rebound, kick it out for the outlet, run, then get the layup, run back down. You know, like, those are effort plays. That's how you get you can score 20 off of just skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can just, okay, I'm here, there. But if you want 40, 50, you got to be able to get those offensive rebounds after
50 plays.
After a defender is consciously trying to box you out, you got to be over there having an injury. Like,
is that how you be in the post?
Yes. I be working them out too, getting them out the way. But yeah, bro, like you gotta have that energy. You just need that extra oomph to really get those superstar numbers, and you can only get that way through good conditioning. You know what I mean?
Playing basketball overseas is, I feel, maybe this is my personal opinion, I feel like it's more popular now. Like it's getting more popular because most guys realize that, I think that is the help of social media.
I was just about to say, you read my mind because honestly, I was just about to say, that's why I shifted over to the social media side.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in 2018, you know, me and you, bro, we don't like to just stay in one I don't even know, one aspect of life. We like to keep leveling up, keep improving ourselves, you know what I mean? So at that point, 2018, I'm like, bro, I'm just tired of coming home after practice and just wasting time scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized I was falling.
When you first started, I didn't know what you was doing.
Nobody did.
I was like,
the main thing did.
Okay,
I
cool
knew
shoes.
what I was doing.
Cool shoes. Okay,
Exactly.
what shoes is? I don't know.
Exactly. Nobody knew, and I didn't know either. But I knew that I wanted to take this thing serious, and I knew that once I jumped in the game, it wasn't no jumping out the game.
Who started you on that to make you have that thought process?
That's what I'm about to get to. There's so many people overseas playing basketball, and I'm like, I'm seeing the NBA highlights, but I'm also seeing more and more overseas highlights.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit these people with an NBA highlights page, and then once I get popular enough, I'll be able to introduce myself as an overseas hoop, just basically build upon the basketball community. And then I'm gonna use my page as a highlight showcase, kind of like across the water or playing overseas, and highlight basketball players, pro basketball players who doing their thing overseas.
Right.
Now they ain't turned it into more of a personal thing with me,
right.
But I seen from 2018 that through social media, the awareness about playing basketball overseas is going to explode, and it is picking up.
Right.
You know
definitely
picking up.
Definitely picking up.
The time me and your rookie year when we first started playing, a lot of people were kind of skeptical about
barely on Instagram
basketball overseas because to be honest, like you said, it wasn't on Instagram. I don't remember not seeing nobody playing basketball overseas on Instagram.
That was 2014.
Exactly.
Nobody was really
exactly. Influencers, it wasn't
really
really
a thing. It wasn't a thing. Yeah.
And so we really had no information about it. Now you got your podcast. We got me talking about tutorials. You know what I'm saying? And how to get better at basketball. So it's like you got so much more information. You got people telling you what it's like to expect overseas. Did we have any mentors or anybody telling us what to expect overseas? Did they tell us we're going to get paid late?
No.
Did they tell us it might be handy to learn Spanish or French? No. Nobody told us that. Did they tell you that you're going to have to be in great shape because they're going to play you the whole game? It's not going to be like college basketball is where
you got a rotation, you got a good dude right behind you just as good as you.
Did they tell you that you're going to have to take a 12-hour flight to whatever country you're going to, and as soon as you get there, you're going to have to practice it?
Man, that's crazy.
Like, fresh off the plane, they don't tell you that type of stuff. So I think now it's more popular and getting more popularity and, exploding more because people got more information, so people feel like it's more safe or a better investment to try playing basketball overseas.
And since you said that, since we're going back to other content creators, we like to follow a lot of Ike Udano. And he was saying that, because he does a lot of monologues as well. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For some reason, a lot of professional overseas hoopers, they love to monologue.
Because it's stressful. And I don't blame them. And that's why I leave a like every time I see one. Because
you know what they're talking about.
We all live in the same life,
bro.
Especially with this overseas basketball grind, bro.
And he was saying that a lot of us, I ain't gonna paraphrase this, he does do a lot of cursing in his videos. Shout out to him, no shout or whatever. However, he's saying a lot of real stuff about a lot of y'all just asking to be nosy. First and foremost, are you really willing to take less than minimum wage to play basketball? Are you really willing to make less than working at McDonald's part-time?
And keep that thought. But shout out to Ike Udano because he was saying he don't really feel comfortable telling people, you know, how much he made either. But he did tell people how much he made in his first job. And I think
his first job.
I
thought he meant like right now.
I'm not sure the exact number, but I think he said like 600 euros.
Something
That's
like
crazy, bro.
What's that, like $800?
Yeah, I'll say this. I took 1,200 pounds my first year, and that was like, at the time,
the pound was high.
Yes.
It was high.
So really, that was like $2,200.
Wow.
That was decent my first year.
For real?
Yeah.
Dang,
Yes,
wow.
it was double. It was almost triple at one point.
Wow.
Shortly after like 2 years old, boy, it was not like that.
I just did the currency change today.
It's not like that. It's 2014, 15 was like the last of the golden days, like far as like money exchange. But yeah, bro, you gotta be willing to sacrifice, and you know, a lot of people, man, out here really taking, I would say bad offers, but you know what I mean, you really gotta work your way up in this game, and it's a journey.
What is we talk about rookies contracts starting off, what is the base you believe be like?
Man, to be honest with you, I'd be surprised that people be taking like Ike said, he took a 600 euro.
I just said young guy, he took $500.
That's what I'm saying. So to be honest, my opinion is really not what a lot of people are taking. Some people are taking 500, 400, 600, 700.
Leagues that never even knew existed.
Honestly, I don't think that's acceptable. I'm sorry.
What's the bare minimum that
the bare minimum is $1,500 US dollars.
Man, rookie's not getting no 1,500. Some not getting that, bro. Some not getting that.
Then don't take a job then. I'm sorry. If you're not getting 1,500, the bare minimum, you might as well work a regular job. And I hate to discourage people or say you can't get a 1,500 or higher paying job. You can, but
how long should you play before you get to that 1,500? Should it be one season, or can it be like 2 seasons then I get to 1,500? Or if you don't start off,
as I'm not coming to an end in my career, I probably got 8 to 9 more years left.
Yeah, I can see that.
But at the same time, it's like, bro, I wish I went to the money more in the beginning. I'm over here. Oh, if I play good in England, a team in Germany Pro A or France Pro A or Spain ACB or Italian Series A might pick me up because I'm a hard worker.
Where the vets and tell us where is the pipeline, the road? There should be. That's another book idea. I've been getting these great ideas of what is like the best markets to start off to, then to move to next, and you try to go down that route to get to, like you said, get to the money faster. No one has like a treasure map of how to get to the money faster, the leagues. Where is that at?
Man, listen, for everybody that's a rookie about to start their pro career, like Arnold said, it's okay if you taking 600 home a month, 700.
Take home 600 or make it 600.
But I'm just saying, it's just a monthly salary. But I'm just saying, it's not gonna add up or equate to everything you're gonna battle with while you're there. The teammates being away from home, the food's gonna be different. Depending on where you at in the time zone, if you like watching NBA or just keeping up with American TV, that's gonna be thrown off unless you stay in South America. But if you go anywhere in Europe, Asia, you're gonna be ahead of time.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna be out the loop with a lot of stuff, and you taking home 700. Don't even do that to yourself. Like, get that 1,500 job and just keep building up.
So basically, if you don't got a $1,500 job, you shouldn't take it.
I wouldn't take it personally. I'm not gonna tell the person viewing this what they should or shouldn't do. But me personally, my advice, I wouldn't do it.
That's real. Because
it's the time you sacrifice it, bro. Like,
I don't think people really understand that though with the time you sacrifice it, because you're over here, so you know they're not over here. It's hard for some person to see something that they have not been a part of. Like I hear you.
Yeah.
But I need to see for myself. So I'm gonna take this $600. A hot 600 a month, and I'm gonna move overseas.
It could be a way to get your foot in the door. You know what I mean? Some people, like you said, some people don't find the right agent. Some people are just have no clue on how to get a job overseas starting out.
Where to start? Where do you start?
So, long story short, it's like, you definitely gotta fish around and keep asking people, but at the same time, bro, don't take that job. Like, know your worth, man. Like, I'm just telling you, as a 10-year vet, man, you waste a lot of time. Now, okay, put it like this. If you get that foot in the door, $600, $700, do not take that for the rest of your career.
Oh, goodness gracious.
The next job need to be $2K. Don't take that twice consecutively in a row.
1,500, don't take 1,500 twice? Nah, you gotta take 1,500 twice.
No. I'm talking about the 600.
Oh, yeah, no way.
Anything below 1,000, you can't do that twice.
Yeah, there's no way.
You can't do that twice.
Now, we're gonna go over, I like to touch on playing overseas. I just feel like you have an amazing content. And it's just so relatable. And I like to always come back and talk about something. I wouldn't say talk about this content, but it just has so much points. And one of them was, since you play overseas, everyone thinks they can beat you one-on-one, or they can play you one-on-one. You playing me one-on-one, it's not going to guarantee you get a contract playing overseas basketball. It does nothing for you. You hitting the three on me in LA Fitness gym does not mean you're going to get a contract.
I mean, it's a good way to measure yourself, and I'm not going
to
sit here and lie, because, like,
if I'm playing you in open gym in LA Fitness, you think you got a chance to hoop against me in a team situation overseas? That's not going to measure yourself.
I mean, it kind of is, though, because it's like, if you could compete with an overseas basketball player during the summertime, of course, that overseas basketball player is exhausted, probably out of shape, because he's been in shape for the last 9 months, so he probably took a month to a couple weeks off, you know what I mean, trying to rest his body and recuperate. So you're really not seeing him in tip-top shape or top form. At the same time, if you haven't played basketball overseas and if you got the hunger and desire to do it, then yeah, I'm going at your neck, trying to prove that I can play. But that's, of course, like you said, that's not going to equate to getting a job.
It's not going to equate to
what that person should do is, you know, the person who don't never play basketball overseas but want to do that and happen to be in an open gym with a player that's playing overseas, what they should do is just go in there, but also just establish a relationship. What's up, bro? Where you from?
Right.
How long you been hooping overseas? Don't go at him and be like, bruh, I just dropped all 8 of the points on you, and you hoop overseas? You're not even like that, bruh. I should have your job. Don't go. That's the wrong approach. You need to be like, bro, matter of fact, I clicked on the 48 Laws of Power audio book just to see what it was like. And the first law, or the first rule they said, never outshine the master.
Yeah, like,
and
yeah.
That, and I thought about it.
Have you read that book yet?
I'm going to start. But I just did like 5
That
minutes.
book's a marathon.
I bet.
It took me a year.
It's 48 laws for real?
It's 48 laws in like reading time is 24 hours.
Okay. Long story short, I'm gonna, pick it up and read it.
I would suggest reading it with another book like time to time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good read though.
Yeah. But that was an eye opener too, because I thought about it, I was like, that's a good point, because human nature, people don't understand the psychology of a lot of stuff. Like the way people act is a kind of a pattern.
Right.
That's why so many brands are able to make so much money, because they can predict how humans act. And so, like I said, if you haven't played overseas and you do have a good run against a dude that's open overseas, it's not a smart thing to say he sucks or you're not like that.
I heard the best phrase.
I should be overseas.
I don't mean to cut you off. I heard the best phrase. And it's like, you can't hate your way up.
Yeah, bro.
You cannot hate your way up. Wherever you're trying to go, you can't hate the people that's doing what you're doing in the competition with them.
Who wants to hear that first and foremost? Oh yeah, you had a good game. You talk a little trash. Yeah, I'm gonna help you out. No, bro, it don't work like that. That makes no sense at all. You know what I mean?
They say you gotta be jogging them, like just be like, oh, you're the best in the world. Like, no, it's not that simple. Matter of fact, this is the perfect time to say I do have a book, 6 must-have traits to become an overseas basketball player, and I do touch on that a lot. Like, how do you approach a pro overseas and contact them and like what we want to hear for you to come and speak to us to try to get some kind of advice. Because a lot of y'all be really bold to think that just because you like my content, you can talk to me any kind of way. Hey bro, how much money you making? Hey bro, what I gotta do to get signed? Put me on. So that is just that easy, huh? Put me on.
That's another thing. That's human nature too. Humans, we want everything to be happen for us the easy way.
You think it's more so from like guys from America? Because we have a lot of guys from America have a lot more.
I've seen lazy
they have a
people
lot
all
more,
over the world.
They have a lot more entitlement, though.
Yeah, I mean, they are more, I say, courageous to ask the intimate questions. I will say that. I really don't get too many people from overseas asking me like too many personal questions, but
what is the difference between the kids that you meet or the people that ask for your advice, like in England, compared to the States? I think because I don't know the England crowd, but you have a different crowd on
my
both.
personal crowd. All the kids, they don't seem arrogant on both sides. You would think Americans seem arrogant, but they not. They just want to know. It's just really once you get to the adults, man. You know what I mean? Like the young 20 guys who might have played 1 year in D2 or low D1 and you know, they didn't get the opportunity to play. They probably played college basketball, and they probably can play a little bit, but probably not. Depend, because you gotta understand when you on an island when you go to a team overseas, like it's gonna be you and 2 other imports, maybe 3 other imports.
It's really just 2.
If you ain't got the team and you don't know how to play one-on-one basketball and you don't really know how to be aggressive on offense, you're gonna struggle. Or if your game don't translate, you don't even have to be a scorer.
We didn't even talk about game.
But if it don't translate to the style of play in that country, you're gonna get you're gonna get fired. So it's
getting fired. Like this is one thing why it's so important getting out the gates as a rookie. You normally don't get no other call back. If you do not hoop that first year, it's like a stamp.
First year is very crucial.
Very crucial. Very crucial because I be following a lot of young guys. Because once I started this journey of the podcast and trying to, I run into, we are like OGs now. So it's like a lot of players that are coming in are younger than us. A lot. I don't feel old at all. I'm not old. 34.
You are old, bro, but I know what you're saying.
In basketball.
You're not walking with a cane or, a bat, or, hey, where's my knee brace? Like, you're not that old. But, like, basketball terms.
Is 10 years even really long in basketball terms? It's a mark. It's a mile marker.
As you're a young hooper, you never think you'll make it to this point, or you really can't imagine yourself being 30-year-old and older still playing basketball. But
people before us really had our head messed up on 30.
Exactly. It's really not that old.
34. Oh my God, you about to retire.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything. Like, bro.
That's the beauty of basketball because it's an ever-changing sport, and really, I shout out.
We're aging great with basketball.
Man, this generation of hoopers, like I say, this millennial generation is doing great with like the longevity and long endurance of playing pro basketball. Cause we 10 years in, and you want to go to the NBA level. Of course, we got. Well, I'm gonna touch on the overseas aspect too, but just throwing some big names. You got DeMar DeRozan, he our age still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got Drew Holiday, he on team USA, our age. Damian Lillard, our age. Steph Curry, our age.
Still some of the best in me.
You know what I mean? KD a little bit older. James Harden a little bit older. Russell Westbrook, like Kawhi Leonard.
A year older.
Paul George. Now, don't get me wrong. This year has been an eye-opener because they all out the first round. But they still all-stars, and they still
playing at a high
the top 20, top 15 players in the NBA.
Yes.
And they in their 30s. Not early 30s. Not
mid-30s.
Mid-30s to LeBron, 39.
LeBron is
about to be 40 next season.
Unicorn. He's an anomaly.
It's true. He's unreal, but I just had to throw him in the bunch too.
Yeah.
He's changing the status quo. He's like pushing the bar up higher and higher.
Shoot. To even switch sports, Tom Brady's really pushed it.
Facts. Players are taking better care of it. Like we talked about with the whole information and why more players are playing basketball overseas. It's the social media side of things, bro. Because now you got more information on the foods to eat, on how to recover better, how much time you should sleep. Like
you can find every single thing you need to on Instagram.
If you really want to improve yourself, it's all on your social media and it's all on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like I want to know how to eat better. It's all on YouTube. I want to know how much hours I should get because I'm a basketball player. That's on YouTube. You know what I mean? If you want to practice some basketball drills, that's on my YouTube channel. That's going to be on your YouTube channel. So it's like, anything you really need to know is there. And I just think the access to information, easy access to information is helping players and athletes expand their, prolong their career.
Man, we're going to finish out with this last one. It says, you know a team about to release you when they don't look you in the eye.
Facts.
And when they stop laughing at your jokes.
Facts. Yep. Been there.
Newsflash.
Several times.
We talk about this a lot. Only for preparation reasons. You're gonna get cut.
You are.
You're gonna get cut. I can come on every single episode and tell you you're gonna get cut. And when you get cut, you're still not gonna be ready for it.
Facts.
Because you're not gonna know why. You're not gonna. You might. It's the weirdest feeling that you're always gonna know when it's gonna happen.
You know it.
You know it's going to.
You feel it. You feel it. The first time I ever got cut was in France. It was like, I want to say that was my 4th or 5th year. I had played 2 years in England, played in Luxembourg. Then I had played like in the summertime league in Australia. And so that year, I can't remember exactly what year, but I want to say it was 2017. I had played in Luxembourg the full season from October till May. Then I went from May till August in Australia, and then I signed with a team in France and went straight from Australia to France. So I'm like,
you had a good run, just hoping.
I'm 27 at this point. I'm at the start of my prime. My body does feel good, but we're workaholics. So in Luxembourg, I was doing the same thing we're doing now. Get up, get some shots up, do some extra conditioning, and do the practice with the team later on that day.
Right.
Now, don't get it wrong. It's good to put in that extra work, but recovery is a major thing for all you hoopers out there.
Ice bucket right now.
I was neglecting that as a young player because I was like, well, I don't feel any pain. I don't need to put on no ice. I don't need to put on no compression boots. I don't need to get more sleep. Stretch, you do. Even then when you don't feel the pain, you need to stretch. You need to sleep. You need to put ice on.
You gotta
put ice.
preventative.
Don't get too reliant on the medication, but you need to sometimes take ibuprofen. You just need to take care of your body. So long story short, I had developed plantar fasciitis by the time I got to France. When I got to France, everybody like, we're so happy to have you here the first 2 weeks. Rashad, you're good. We thought you were going to be a little bit taller, but you know, you're good.
Bro.
Then after those 2 weeks, I got called in. We were having a normal practice, and this is where my plantar fasciitis. Plantar fasciitis.
How about that? What is that?
For the people that don't know, it's basically it happens to a lot of people with flat feet, and it's at the bottom of your heel, the heel area on the bottom of your foot, and it's a super sharp pain every time you walk or run. So every time you do this, walk, ouch, ouch. Imagine running and jumping. It hurts. It's sharp pain, and it doesn't go anywhere. That's why you need that football to massage your leg. But I wasn't even doing that.
Right.
So long story
just
short,
a little thing.
and you really want to avoid plantar fasciitis because it doesn't go away quickly. You have to endure it. Like they say, the only way to really the cure for it is rest. So during the season, you don't have time to rest.
You don't have no time to rest.
So
rest.
You really don't want plantar fasciitis.
They want you to play hurt.
So I had a severe case of that. Long story short, the second week, he was like, Rashad, I had a real French coach who smoked cigarettes inside everywhere. Rashad, I saw you. I see your highlights, and I'm like, wow. Quick play in the post, athletic, dunk the ball. Since you come in, I don't see. And then, as soon as he said that in the back of my mind, I said,